Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This week's topic is essential work. Erik Pevernagie said of things essential, schizophrenic pandemic aggression may keep us in the confinement of our physical arrest. Still, if we have no other tools in our shed, we have to grind our teeth, take a deep breath, sharpen our awareness, and use the time to recognize what is essential in life. So every week, I try to remain open for the lesson or lessons being taught to me personally. So each week when I bring you a new episode or a new thought or share a quote, it's typically from something that I'm learning right now in my own life. And so I pay really close attention. Sometimes inspiration for the week's message comes on my early morning walk. Other times it may come throughout the day as I have interactions with others. Sometimes it comes as a result of insight, maybe from a newfound challenge that I'm working through or working through with somebody else. And sometimes it's even as I observe others around me. This week, it came early, and I started to think about the phrase we've been hearing a lot more of lately, and that phrase is essential workers. I think each of us could define what services and support we deem to be essential in our own lives, and even that we demand that somebody provide to us. I also think that, we reflect fondly on those who do serve as essential to others' needs. But my mind this week was taken down a different road, perhaps to consider what work do we actually engage in our own lives that could be deemed essential work. So I chose to think about two specific areas. The first of those two things was the essential work of your future. Do I really give my improved future state, the best me that I'm trying to become, do I give it the effort that it demands every day? How easy is it to allow for the daily distractions to take me and others off of our path? Do we fear change, or do we reduce our own efforts to adopt a less than state? I've talked about decoy strategies before, and how easy it is to always come up with something else to do besides what actually needs to be done. And so as I thought about that and thought about, the way that I balance my time, the way that I engage in projects, who I engage, why I engage, and really specifically, am I continuing to make progress? Am I setting goals for myself? Am I taking every opportunity that I have with the minutes and hours and days that I have to really focus and give to the demand that my best future self has of me? So that was one area that I thought about essential work. The second area of essential work is, I believe, the love for and service to others. Do we see people for who they can become rather than who they are? I think people come from all different walks of life and all sorts of current circumstances that we know absolutely nothing about. I think empathy is rare. I think ego in the form of being better than or less than somebody else is absolutely rampant. There's so much comparison, and comparison that's ego-based to fuel our own ego or to fuel our own insecurities. The call for deep human care and concern for others, I believe, is at an all-time high. I believe that that's a big part of the opportunity and really the casting for change right now for each of us. As we walk through life, we walk through each day, I think sometimes we're aware, but indifference still exists. And so last week we talked about the one. How many ones do we have in our life every day? How many people do we come across on the street? How many people do we have conversations with? In our own home, in our communities, at work, There's so many that we could be much kinder to, much more patient, more loving, more visionary in seeing them for who they can become rather than the shell or the cocoon that they're coming out of right now. So when these thoughts came up for me, it really made me think more deeply on what matters most, and whether or not I am purposeful in the design of my time to allow for focused efforts in both of those categories. Am I really taking each day seriously when it comes to personal growth and service for others? Do I really see people as they can become rather than a present tense in my life? So I'll close with this thought from Robert Heinlein from his book, Stranger in a Strange Land. I think sometimes it kind of feels like that. His thought is that love is a condition in which the happiness of another person is essential to your own. My challenge for you this week is to consider your duty to the essential work in your life. Remember the two areas, personal growth and love for others. Make this next week really count. Things essential call for our greatest efforts and our highest level of humility. Have compassion for others and be confident in prioritizing that what matters most. All other things remain distractions from humanity's grandest call to be our best. Remember that growth is always a choice. Until next week, my friends, make it a great one, and remember to always honor the gift.